This video is going to help you if you have a tendency to step on your negative emotions. If you find yourself trying to force yourself to be grateful, but you're not really buying it, or you get frustrated with what we would call toxic positivity, where everybody else is kind of walking around trying to be grateful, but they're not, and you're not really sure what to do, because I'm going to be talking about how to just be authentically your emotional in your true self, so that we can acknowledge all parts of ourselves and find real gratitude without forcing it. My name is Adam. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I help people transform their fear, their trauma, and their confusion into love, freedom, and clarity. Now I'm going to share something about myself, a little bit of a story. So right now, I'm building a business. I'm putting a lot of energy into building this business. I have some clients because that's part of what I do and what I'm going to do, but just a part of it. I'm not really charging enough money right now for what feels like my actual worth. And I'm afraid to raise my prices on some of the clients that I have because they're kind of original clients and I don't want to lose them. And I'm not really in the greatest financial space at the moment. I don't know if I'm supposed to share that or not. It's just kind of my truth. Can anyone relate to this? I feel guilty sometimes, and then I get frustrated. I get frustrated because I'm not charging what I'm worth, and because I'm not charging what I'm worth, and because I am expending so much energy in good places, I'm tired. And then I get afraid. I get afraid that because I'm tired and frustrated, and I'm not grateful enough for what I have, it's going to be taken away from me. I'm afraid that the universe is going to take away what I do have. So what I have a tendency to do is attempt to force myself to be grateful. And it doesn't work that well. I don't do it too much anymore because I've gotten really good at acknowledging all of my emotions and processing them so that I can actually feel truly grateful for things. And I am grateful for a lot. But I still do that a little. Can you relate? Can you relate to trying to make yourself be positive? Here's another question. Have you ever sat down to write a gratitude list and just gotten stumped and then felt like an asshole? I've done that. I've sat down and been like, dear God, Mother, Father, Universe, I am grateful for Jesus. Really? You can't come up with anything? My God, what a dick. What a dick I am. But it is what it is sometimes. And we've all seen people try to force the gratitude, right? The toxic positivity. You're like, hey, how's it going? They're like, I'm so amazing right now. I'm working this job, I'm working 72 hours a week and I'm not getting paid a lot, but I'm really grateful that I have a job, and I'm really grateful that I don't live in a third world country and I'm not starving to death. And it's like, that sounds really nice and all, but you don't mean that. And it's okay. And I'm not mocking anybody. I do it too. People ask me how I'm doing sometimes, and I'm like, I'm great. And I try to package this really nice answer. You can't always tell the whole truth. How's it going, Bob? Well, I spent a lot of time recently thinking about killing myself. And I don't feel that way, but you can't do that. I get it. And it's good. It's good to be grateful for the things that we have. But we do this thing where we take a shitty situation and we juxtapose it next to something so inconceivably awful to extract gratitude. And that makes sense. I'll just speak for myself. I grew up in America. There are parts of me that were spoiled and entitled, and it's good to remind those parts. of like how much harder it's been plenty hard for me, but how much harder it is for other people. But the problem is it doesn't get anywhere if you're not acknowledging the frustration. And here's the other thing. You have every right to be angry at the fact that you live in a world that on some level is so fucked up. It's unbelievably fucked up that millions of people are starving to death and they don't have running water and they're suffering on these scales that it's almost inconceivable to even imagine. But that doesn't mean that it isn't also extremely difficult to work 60 hours a week with 5 children and a husband that left you, working your ass off, doing everything you can for barely just enough to get by, and not even that sometimes. That's still valid too. And if you don't own that also, you're never going to be able to be truly grateful. I had this saying come to me today, and it's this: authenticity is gratitude. Authenticity is gratitude. We don't want to be victims. We don't want to fall into a victim complex, right? Where we're always like, nah, this is the problem. But what happens is when we don't acknowledge the anger, we don't acknowledge the fear, the bitterness, the sadness, the disappointment, and we just try to force ourselves to be grateful, we end up tying ourselves in fucking knots. Taking responsibility for your entire experience is acknowledging all of your emotions. It's not about blaming anybody else, but it's about acknowledging that there's validity to your anger. This is my anger. This is my sadness. This is my fear. It's all a part of me, and I can own and feel all of it. And a lot of it is justified, and I can own that too. And as you own that, you're not going into a victim complex. You're acknowledging all of your emotions. You're bringing them all into the light, and then they begin to dissolve. And that's when you can actually start to feel true gratitude. Gratitude for your anger, gratitude for your sadness, gratitude for the spaces where you don't even feel gratitude. You just have the opportunity to experience everything as you, however that is. Authenticity is gratitude. So what can you do? I just mentioned it. It's a combination of 2 things. It's about taking action anyway, not like going into the victim complex and blaming everything, taking some action and stopping, and then acknowledging all of your emotions, acknowledging all the parts of you that are maybe childlike or want to throw fits or throw tantrums, looking at where that comes from, feeling it, looking at the traumas, and then going back and taking some more action and, kind of rolling up your sleeves and doing what you have to do anyway. If you default too much to one side or the other, it's not going to work. If you step on your emotions all the time, it's not going to work. And if you just sit all the time in the negative emotions and don't kind of take steps to get out of them, you can get stuck there too. But the most important thing is to know that it's all valid. It all matters, right? And as we own all of it, the solutions begin to come. Because when you're always shoulding yourself and guilting yourself for not being grateful enough, you just end up feeling guilty. You don't end up feeling grateful. You end up punishing yourself. You end up judging yourself. And why would you be grateful? Why would you feel grateful when you're guilty? It's hard. Anger, sadness, fear, responsibility, guilt, shame. All of those, as they're felt, dissolve. And then you can feel appreciation and gratitude. And I would very much advise this when you're working on writing out gratitude after you write out the other lists. Find the things you truly feel. Don't force it. If you're not grateful for your husband right now, don't write that down. If you're not grateful for your job, don't write that down. Maybe you're just grateful that work gets out an hour early tomorrow, but you feel that. That's authenticity. And sometimes you just got to play with it, you know? Like I have this thing, I use the Ho'oponopono prayer a lot. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. But sometimes the Ho'oponopono prayer doesn't get to my anger. So what I do is I add like a bit of oomph to the Ho'oponopono prayer because I have to. So I'll give you an example. Like if you're really mad at someone, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. As you bless it, it makes it positive. But if you're still pissed off, you're still pissed off. So I'll be like, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Fuck you. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Fuck you. I love you, I'm sorry, but fuck you. Please forgive me, but fuck you. Thank you, but fuck you. I love you, but fuck you. I'm sorry, but fuck you. But please forgive me. Thank you. And you begin to raise the frequency of the anger into the frequency of the love, because that's all what we're working with is frequency, right? It's like, I love you, but fuck you. 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 I love you. And then the fuck you kind of melts into the I love you. And then you become authentically grateful or loving as you are grateful to yourself for acknowledging all parts of yourself. So please let me know how that goes. Please leave a comment below. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. I am truly grateful for all the people that watch this. And until next time.